Can you shed some light on the current situation?
Anyway, so there is a 15-minute intermission that comes at some point, sort of at the end of what would be a normal movie. And you'll get to jump up and use the potty or grab more corn or whatever. Yeah, 15 minutes. Or just sitting here and listen to the sweet, chunky XL music. Yeah, otherwise, yeah, and then afterward we'll have a little bit of this questions and answers and do pretty much what we've been doing all the last couple of days. Again, thank you guys so much for coming out. We're happy to have you. It's amazing. And this whole weekend has been a huge success because of you guys, and so thank you so much. And thanks for my amazing group of volunteers and friends that making this whole thing possible. Because it doesn't just like, obviously, we show up and they play it. So it's a team effort. Again, thank you guys, and we'll talk some more afterwards. So, what are you doing?
I got quick housekeeping.
Oh, wait, quick housekeeping for Wes.
So just real quick, like I said, there's an intermission. Feel free to get up and run to the restroom. It's built into the film, so it will just start on its own 15 minutes in. So if you go, just know there's a limited window. At the end, we're going to flip the room for the Q&A. Take us probably 10 minutes. If you don't need to run out to lobby, use the restroom, or anything like that, the more people that stay in seats, the better. But if you need to, there's a little bit of window there. And then the last thing, I might pop out during the intermission at that time. If not, at some point, we'll do the opportunity drawing. And then at the end, when we're done with the Q&A, like Zach said, Super Mario is playing not long after us, and we have to wrap out of here fast. So when we wrap, when we're done, if everyone could move out instead of coming to the front, I know these guys will be here. I'm going to move them straight out really quick, just out of respect. These guys donated all this time and energy in the theater, and I just want to make sure we turn around in time for the next showing. That's it. Let's watch a movie.
We got the drawing again. You know how we do our drawing. Let's do that. You guys need your seats here. Oh, process. So I guess this is for, we have these signed trilogies, so that's, you guys have, I don't know if you guys have your tickets or not. This one is 103515. 103515. Huge!
Wait, we've got a couple people to run it, right? Yeah, okay.
And then another one is 103027. Come on, 27. 27, no. Okay, no, just kidding. 27. I'll take it. Is that yours? No. Oh, that's cool. No checking. So I'm going to do another one then. 103395. Does that mean that you acknowledge your victory? Is that what that was? All right, someone pick that up. I feel like you acknowledge the victory. 103480. 80? No? You left. 103480. There it is. Chris is here. I can hear you pretty good. 103010. Wait. Now? Now people are just saying that to me. Which I like, by the way. That's cool.
You'll give me the high sign?
Now they're going to be able to take it.
Okay, fantastic.
103461. Damn it. That's cool. 61. Right here. No? Got him.
We got one.
102986. 296?
There's a way down here too, DJ.
Yeah, go this way, DJ.
Down, follow Ray, down to the left.
103543. 103543. It's a glamorous job I have. Happy to do it. 43. 103543. Anybody? No. There it is. What about this one? Even more glamorous. 103264. Everyone knows that's the super important one. Is that an acknowledgement of victory or not? Yes. Okay, you got 2 albums, and these are the ones. That's the Superman like you want. And what's that one? Yeah, Batman away. Yeah, so Wonder Woman and Superman. And whoever got that, man, if they're here, I would just try and purchase these from whoever gets them. I don't know what they would charge you for them. It could be awesome. 103542. 103542. So you never call me. In the morning. Why not? They hate coming up? Or do we have 2 of the tickets?
There's a winner here.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Dun, dun, dun.
Wait. Uh-oh.
Okay, wait.
I need something else to sign.
How many people do I have down there? 2. Okay, I'm gonna grab 2 other things that will get signed.
There's one here.
Pick up.
Another winner up there. Who wants to take the IMAX projector home?
I don't think we can get. Should we just take that one? One of those hands? And now we go one of those hands. All right, good job, guys. Good job on the raffle. We're a huge fan of the raffles. As you can see, obviously. I put all the tickets back in, so I hope that all the correct times. All right, this is going to be Ray's going to take that over, so I'll put it somewhere. Other Ray.
Oh, other Ray. I was going to say, Ray what? What did I do?
I just had a box of raffle tickets on here. All right, so the microphones. I think it's time to begin. Momentarily. Everybody stand by.
1 through 4 open.
Well, what about our other small? Do we have that small raffle? The gentleman's raffle?
Oh, yes. And that was just going to be, where'd he go? Our gentleman in the plaid shirt had the 3 little...
He's right there. What do you got? Come over here with your...
I guess we can probably pull 3 more numbers if the bowl is still there. Did the bowl disappear?
It's over.
When you got the bowl, it's here, yeah. There's a chance that I pulled the same ticket because I put them back in. But we'll see. You did like you twice. Where is the bowl gone?
It was.
Oh, someone took it away.
They took it.
Where's the bowl?
The bowl's gone.
Throw the ball.
It went that way. That's
What are you gonna pull? We're gonna pull 4 of these.
Yes. So we got the names already.
The names are the winners.
Yes, we got the winners right here.
The winners already exist, so hold on.
We don't need a bowl.
Bowls are pointless. Bowls are everything.
Okay.
Way better.
All right. So this is my way to get back to the community real quick. Just got some custom signed box art for the Zack Snyder Justice League trilogy here. So our first winner is Danny Henry.
Danny Henry over here. Yes.
All right. Number 2 is. Here, can you try? You want to draw the second name?
Glasses.
Number 2 name. That last name's just gonna be kind of complicated, eh?
Nope, I'm not doing it.
All right.
Wait, where are we at?
You want to draw that?
Where's
the
that?
second one? Right here.
You can do it right.
Second. So that is Neil Konatilaka.
There he is. All right, is that it? More?
Last one, third one. Ready, the last one?
Absolutely.
Adam Bivens.
Adam. All right, awesome. Okay, we're good.
You want to go do that? And then,
He's coming up, we're doing, you guys just jump on in and take your thing. That's your number.
No, it's all good. I think my best friend. Neil, congrats.
Hilarious. Hilarious.
yeah, I'm going to handle
Ready?
Handle with care.
You guys ready?
Oh, yeah.
If you don't want to like go front or anything.
Where we sitting? How many people we got?
Well, it's, no, sit here.
I think on the video side, you guys may be one shot. I might pass back one.
One shot?
Yeah, so
We can share.
okay.
Okay then, are we gonna make a start?
I think we should probably.
I think we should.
Wait, how is our live streamer doing?
And then so.
Live stream happening?
DJ? Right.
Yeah, we'll go, we'll share.
I'm all right after this.
Oh, we're not shopping.
Where do you want me? Where am I supposed to be? I think we got to be, but we'll see. I don't know.
Yeah, you guys just, leave one open.
Leave one open.
Yeah, DJ. Yeah, that's right, there you go, that's perfect.
Before we get going, can we give a shout out to all the people who technically made this happen today?
Thank you all here.
Absolutely.
Event staff.
That's the person who brought the whole.
So if you ever see these, if you ever see one of the event staff t-shirts on out of the world from now on, you just have to go and say like, huge praise.
So I'm your moderator.
I don't even have Also, how is the stream? It's up. Okay, we're up.
We're on the air. Okay. Well, it's a pleasure to be here. My name is Ray Porter. I'd like to do some introductions, but Grandma needs her glasses. I would like to introduce to you the additional editor, Dody Dorn. You know me like you love me, you can't live it on. VFX supervisor, DJ. Our writer, Chris Terrio. Our incredible director, Mr. Zack Snyder. My dear friend and a damn fine actor and the soul of this movie, Mr. Ray Fisher. And we have one final person to announce. Brilliant writer, brilliant director, brilliant actor, and I think the finest Batman I have ever seen. So I'm meant to kick this off with some questions from the Vero community. I'm going to read those out, and then we're going to just say yes, basically open up to questions, discussion, whatever.
Fair enough.
Fair enough. All right. So, this first one is from Matt. I'm assuming this is Zach, not to me. The work you and Chris Terrio accomplished in BDS and Justice League was simply brilliant. Do you have any plans to collaborate with Terrio again in future projects?
Well, if Chris would have me, of course. So it's a question, just like, he's a busy man, so, Look, I love Chris more than anything, he's a genius, so, yeah, of course I would look forward to Chris anytime you want.
Well, what's he gonna say? I'm sitting right here. I hate that short little motherfucker. But yeah, of course I collaborate with Zach
This is from Stephen Mark Monteith. What other new gods characters did you plan to feature in the JL movies? Because they don't like being alone. And how much development would they receive? We saw Granny Goodness, so would we have seen the Furies? What about the other members of Darkseid's family?
Yeah, for sure. All of them. I mean, he had to really get an invasion force together. I think he was gonna get his own.
There was going to be a Christmas album too.
Yeah, really beautiful and it's special. Yeah, I think the answer is
For sure.
so the Furies is true. We talked about that a lot.
I'm going to say something to Zach, which is that I've read chatter about the anti-life invasion and, how it looks as Darkseid lose it as over his skis. But we would have taken that up in the second episode. You would have understood some apocalyptic betrayals and Alice intrigue that would have explained how that all happened. So if ever a miracle happens and more of this story is made, you'll understand more of that, because there was a plan there.
So the last Vero question is from Dylan, and it says, Cyborg's vision depicts Kilowog dead at the site of the Hall of Justice, but he's not with the Nightmare League in the sequence at the end. Is this implying the existence of numerous Nightmare timelines, with what we see in JL2 just being the final one, where Barry successfully activated the cosmic treadmill to warn Bruce in time? Or was it just something you thought would be cool?
That's pretty fair. Pretty fair question. I would say that particular shot, the one in the flash moment where he sort of has all those visions of the future, that one I think is more impressionistic than the actual hard timeline that you see in the final sequence. So I think that's probably the answer. Is that he's seen, I would say, more metaphorical vision of the future than actual hard reality in that one sequence.
Well, I would like to give the most time to you guys as far as questions and things like that. Now, do we have mics set up or am I being Phil Donahue, literally?
No, that's the mic right there. We've got mics and we've got someone that's running out to him.
Okay, cool.
All you have to do is be you. You're good.
I just have to be me? Oh, God, help us all. Yours was the first handout, so yes.
Should I stand or sit? Oh, is this on?
Go ahead.
Is it on? Should I stand or sit? So thank you to all of the panelists for being here. You've done incredible work. My question is for Chris and Ben. Thank you for being here. So Ben, you were a brilliant Pierre d'Alençon, and you're the best Batman. So that's just my preface. So your version of Bruce Wayne undergoes this radicalization into this pathological jingoism, and then de-radicalization, to which he then has to navigate the aftermath of what he's done. And then for Chris, your writing in these films is incredibly politically dense and layered. You've got false flag operations, false testimonies as war propaganda, and I appreciate your advocacy for whistleblowers in the story, given what's happened to other journalists who have told the truth. So for the both of you, how have these big political topics informed your creative process as storytellers in these films?
So starting off with an easy one.
Well, there's a thing that Bruce says in BDS, which is there's even a 1% chance that he could destroy the world, and we have to treat it with absolute certainty. And that seems to be something that was happening in the wars of our time, right? There was this idea that there's an axis of evil, and there's even a minuscule chance that there's going to be a suitcase nuke in New York City, and then you have to treat it as a certainty in any war. So that idea that was going through Bruce's head was informed by everything that we were looking at in the world. And so we self-consciously wanted to ask that question, and then also politically, when you have the character of D.J Des Jardin, intervention in Africa, that's something that Superman has done traditionally, right? Superman intervenes, and there are two good guys, two bad guys, and then shooting the justice to save the day. So that was another thing that we wanted to kind of complicate and say, well, what actually happens when Superman intervenes? It seems like, he's intervening to save Lois, but what other lives are affected? Superman says about the nature of Lois, think of what could have happened, and she says, think of what did, pointing at all the stuff that happened in the village. So that was another conscious thing. Not to try to make Superman a villain, or to say, Superman is wrong, but just to say it's a little more gray and complex than maybe traditionally has been, at least in the films it's traditionally been presented. In some of the comics, there is a lot of shade of gray in Superman in his work.
Yeah. That's one of the things that I love about working with Chris and since I met him, got to know him, is that he operates as a screenwriter on a lot of different levels simultaneously, where you have a plot story that's very key and paints and makes sense, and you have character stories that are connected and compelling and interesting and nuanced, and oftentimes there are thematic corollaries that don't impose themselves and stand out in front of the movie so that it's screen or that it's didactic, but rather it's kind of marbleized into those two other elements, so that if it's something that you're interested in, if it's something that resonates with you, it works on that level. Additionally, if it's something with which you're like, about which you're not interested, or where like you sort of goes by, and yet there's a kind of like, I always get the sense of Chris that the plot is sort of if the screenwriter is the cat burglar breaking into the house, the plot is sort of the meat that's thrown to the guard dogs, while the thieves kind of break their way into the window, so to speak.
Thank you.
Way back yonder, black t-shirt. Third row in. This is like I need a laser pointer. What is this going on? Raise your hand up in the air. You have a hand?
Yeah, I don't think you put your symbolism on.
Yes, sir. There's a microphone nearby.
Black Superman.
Oh yeah, that's Superman.
Yeah. Is there no mic over there?
No mic over here.
Oh dear. How loud can you be?
Very loud. All right.
This question is for Zack Snyder. My name is SnyderCon. I've been on a little bit of the hero's journey myself, doing your projects, right? Seeing this thing here is truly a moment that has brought this entire new sale campaign into a full circle moment, if you will. My question for you, sir, is would you be overjoyed if your stories were able to continue in any form, even if it was on a third party outside of WBB?
Listen, that's a good question. I think it's fair and it's exciting. And look, I love the world, and obviously, I've not put a small amount of effort into this mythology. And we have done not also a small amount of work toward what the eventualities of these scenarios might be. As far as, I've had an amazingly, this is my experience with you guys, and with this material has been incredibly satisfying, and I couldn't be happier with the way that you guys have been able to dig in. We always talk about, like, if you want to go deep on these movies and on this mythology, it's there for you, right? And so, yes, would I be interested in whatever medium or whatever way these ideas would continue? Of course I would. But, yeah. So yeah, and in the meantime, we forge ahead and we do what we do. And so, like that, but yes, thank you. But I love this world, and I love these guys that I've gotten to do this with, and it's been amazing. So thank you.
They're jumping up and down. Yeah, there is a mic down here. Come down. I got a good question. It's close to what?
All right, I have one question, and Ben Affleck is the greatest Batman ever. Mr. Snyder, looking at that post-credit scene with, Deadshot, what was the plan for Batman's Ben Affleck for that story?
There was a whole elaborate plan, which would take up too much time now, and some of which I may forgot. But I was like that character and talked to Zack, and I think there's my plan for continuing on this character. A certain point I got to and kind of found that I thought it wasn't really, I just felt like, well, I wasn't quite sure if it worked or jive. I felt like if you have a character like this and kind of take that on, you want to go forward, you better really be sure and understand it and be confident. And certainly as a director, you kind of have to be the last person interested in the movie when everyone else is really bored and doesn't want to watch it again, is sick and exhausted by the whole process. And I have held myself to this kind of metric where if I'm not really sure I see the precise location and target that I want to hit, I'm not sure I can hit it, but I want at least to know exactly what I'm aiming for. But there's, as all of you have tried to mention, there's a spectacular array of characters in this universe, and also I think, they are ultimately like, I know that we sort of become like attached to them as exist in these particular forms, but I think of watching Zack's stuff and whatever he does, I find interesting and enjoy this kind of manifestation of his work and writing with Chris. You see people's, like, it doesn't necessarily have to be wearing one face to tell an interesting story. There are certainly, in response to this gentleman's question, there are a lot of different ways to do that, and so I don't get too wrapped up in like fixated on that one thing, or at least that's the way I soothe myself.
I also want to point out that, you have, this is such a brilliant visual film, and the pacing of it and the tempo of it and everything is so incredible, and we have DJ here and we have Dody here. Does anyone have questions for them? Yes, here in the white shirt. Loud.
It wasn't a question for them, it was a question for Zack. Oh, sorry.
Here. No, it won't stretch. You're going to have to just be loud. Oh, you're coming through.
Hello, guys. Oh my gosh, this is cool. Zack, how close are we, and will we ever be able to get to see that John Stewart Green Lantern deleted scene?
Well, yeah. Would I ever be able to, listen, I don't have it right now. There was a, property was returned. But it doesn't exist. If you want to say anything, that's all right. I know you are. Only guys. Turn off the camera. But, yeah. So, I would have to say, look, I think just me saying women did an amazing job in the little scene. And I really love it. And it was nice of him to come over and appreciate it with me. And you know, he's an amazing actor, and so
Yes, he is.
yeah, he's a cool guy. But yeah, as far as seeing it, I don't want to get that over out. But you know, I understand. So of course,
Hey Ray, when people ask their questions, can you repeat them through the mic just so we
Yeah,
can?
I will try to. Oh, there's a mic over there now. Fantastic. Make your way over to the microphones if you like. So just, yes, you were there. Yes. Do you want to get on the mic? Or
I'm loud, but I was partying last night, so I ain't that loud.
Okay, not loud. You were partying last night. I'm supposed to repeat everything, right?
Yeah, not everything.
Come on.
So this is an editing question because, like you were saying, the pacing on this goes wild. In more ways, you have these incredibly somber moments that you sort of let play out, and then you have flash sequences that do these crazy some things. So from an editing perspective, what was sort of going through your head in order to sort of evoke various emotions, whether it's excitement or these crazy applause moments that you get from the entire crowd?
It's a Dody question.
It's a great question, yeah. So the question was about the editing and to
like what's getting us to react?
what's like going to make it really evocative,
Yeah.
essentially. Within, yes.
It's actually both of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
well, that sequence especially that he's talking about in the Flash, running that time sequence you're talking about it.
Yeah. Across the board.
Across the board.
Our inspiration was Cher, right?
Mostly.
Yeah, you can turn back.
You can turn back time, you guys have heard the song.
Go, Jody.
Well, no, I have to say, and Ray introduced me as the additional editor because I was standing on the shoulders of a very great editor, David Brenner. And then we had Carlos Cassian keeping it safe and warm for the time when Zach was away from the project, and I was lucky enough to come on and be the one to help realize his unicorn and bring it, let it get born. So many of the scenes were already formed when I came on, and I mainly worked with that material, and that's why I was trying to throw it to DJ because that particular scene already existed when I came on, the Time Warp scene.
But the Time Warp.
Amazing.
Well, the Time Warp
Amazing.
Okay, I agree, it's amazing. But my memory is, it existed because, can I say that? Because we made it exist alongside
Yeah, it wasn't
a version of the movie where it didn't exist.
It wasn't supposed to exist. Like, of course, we had a big, argument. There was a time when the discussion of whether or not to have Flash run time back was a big, the studio didn't want to do that bit. There was but anyway. So it was difficult. We had to manufacture, it was almost one of these things where I had said, look, let me show you it, it'll be cool, and you guys are going to want to do it. And they said, okay, cool. And, well,
they were confused.
They were confused, yeah, there was a lot of confusion. But regardless, I think the good news is that we had shot, luckily we had shot enough material of Ezra running on the treadmill and doing this thing, and saying those lines about, Dad, I wanted them, that whole thing. We had that, and thank God we did, because there was no way could have manufactured that, but it was to do that.
And we posted the whole thing for you, so that's what you got when you came onto it.
Right, yeah, and I have to say, it's very, very emotional material, so we let it play as emotional, which is an interesting thing to create something so emotional in the middle of an action beat, because it is an action beat, but you have to let the sound go away and let the voice be the dominant thing with the music, and that was what we were doing. Oh, that means time.
The bar is closing.
No, not yet.
Yeah, we gotta be careful because Super Mario is coming in here any second.
It's fine, we've got Batman.
Yeah, thank God.
Exactly. Right. I have paid no love to this side of the room. Where? Wonderful thing. Gentleman right there, yes.
When it came down to the Joker and Batman scene,
I cut that.
I wanted to know what was going to happen when it came down to the Joker, because when you released a couple of pictures, he had a crown of thorns, and I felt like you were going to go in the direction of maybe sacrificing himself like Christ. And I just want to know.
That's cool.
What direction were you heading when it came to that? Batman and Joker?
More than, you're not talking about the Jesus Batman, just Batman, or the Jesus Joker, just Joker in general.
Yeah, was he gonna end up sacrificing himself? Where was that direction with the nightmare scene?
Yeah, no, there was like, these guys were on a mission. It was a kind of a mission movie moment, or beginning of, where like it was like a buddy picture, where the two protagonists were like at odds, and they had to like work out the differences over their travels across the country. No, I mean, in a way, that's what you can see. In some ways, that's what they're on about. They're on this little journey. And I guess for me, one of the reasons why I wanted to do that scene was because I felt like, I was really happy with the way that these two guys, that Batman and Joker, that scene, and it's only a little taste. I just felt like it was rude for us to have gone through this entire sort of DC universe with the two characters that should be, with each other at odds, I guess, having not really coexisted on film in that way. And I had in my mind, wanted that to be part of the movies as they went forward, and I just really felt like the scene was important, for this universe. And Ben was gracious enough to come do it, and put on the cake one more time, oh my God. And Jared also, was awesome, and it took some convincing, but it was really fun. It was fun to do this.
Yes, we are all these people over here that later on do not stand up at all because they're blocking the shot.
Oh, thank you.
Hello everyone, my question is for everyone who's had including your gracious host. My name is Carlos, and I just want to say thank you all for doing this. The foundation was supporting the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. That's a battle I struggle with personally, and these movies, the stories you've directed, the characters you've emboweled, the things you've written, edited, and just being a part of in general, it gives hope to so many people, way more than just to see their beloved fans. These stories speak to us, and even though we can't fly, we can't fight, no matter who we are. And I just wanted to ask you guys on a personal level, for everyone, you can be a sentence answer. On a personal level, how do you feel knowing that you're part of something that gives hope to so many people that really need it?
It is the greatest honor of my life to be here, to be a part of this, to be included in this, to be a few people's nightmares and all of that sort of thing. It is and has been and will continue to be just absolutely the greatest honor. And I buy every T-shirt that ever comes out. I hope you do too.
I guess for me, we do these things, we make this shining thing, but then to have it have, and I've had the pleasure of having a lot of, interactions with people who I get to hear their stories and get to understand what they've gone through, just has impacted our families. And, so that sharing for me is incredibly moving and really lets me know that there is not only is there work to be done, of course, but being proud of the work that we are doing and the progress that we are making. There's always it's that whole thing, and I think that and I think that is that for me is incredible, again, amazing honor, and I love that you guys enjoy the movie, and then I feel like it's the smallest thing I can do for because I really love the outreach that everyone gives, and it's amazing.
To mimic what's been said, it's an honor. It is, and it's also a great responsibility. I think for me, I've learned a lot from playing this character. I've learned a lot from the people that have supported this film. It's the culminating phrase that I think encapsulates it best is, "I'm not broken and I'm not alone." And in myriad ways, you guys have shown me and one another that you are not alone, and that anything is possible when you put the collective together to go ahead and tackle a problem. And so, for anybody out there struggling, for those of you who are struggling now, for those of you who struggled in the past, for those of you who know somebody who was going through it, just please do your best to reiterate to them that they're not broken and they're not alone. And make sure that you reference the resources like the AFSP that exists out there. Thank you for everything you guys have done.
Thank you very much for what you said. I have admiration and respect for the bravery it takes, the sense of self, to stand up and talk openly. I think that's extremely helpful and good. Thank you. And both any association with an effort like this is an honor, certainly. A similar way, I could sort of look at my own life, in a lot of different ways, but the truth is, I'm old now, right? I'm 55 or 60 movies, but the movie the character that people most commonly approach me about, in my own personal experience, is undeniable as this character in these movies. It clearly has an enormous reach and impact on people, and means a great deal to people, and that's, I think, the only appropriate reaction to that is sort of gratitude and humility. Zack for bringing me into this project, Chris, we both pray, and everyone who worked on this, and without hope it doesn't come to life. And I appreciate and hope it's true that these kind of fables, these stories, that can ways sometimes we're not even aware of, be moving and meaningful to people. And that's the case. I would just say I'm humble.
We're to be so candid about that. Because I relate very deeply to everything you're saying. In this film, every single one of the major characters is lost everyone. Lois, Martha, Diana, Arthur, Barry, Bruce, and so that became the important part of the film, how to take in loss, take in the darkness, trying to go down and to answer affirmatively and to fight back, fight against it. So all those things, I'm grateful if anyone feels them, because they were deeply felt on the end of us who were making it. I mean, you can't make a movie that has emotion in it unless you have sat alone with those characters, with those loss, and figure out some of that stuff for yourself. So it makes me really happy if it lands anywhere. So thank you.
I guess for me, I just feel lucky to be asked by my friends Zach and Deb to be a part of this, and the whole journey getting to the end of the Zack Snyder Justice League cut, and the effort of that work. It's very emotional, cathartic. I wish we could do more, you know, because I think there's a lot of story left to tell. But the thing that I kind of take with me is, in everybody's efforts through this organization, is it's my first time yesterday being on the panel and meeting a lot of you afterwards, and I'm inspired by you guys being inspired by what we've done. I think it's, like Ben said, it's a very humbling thing, and something that I think was unexpected for me as a personal note. So thanks everybody for paying attention.
What they said. Go ahead. One of the things that I was doing was restoring a lot of things for Zack that were very important to him in the film, and I keep coming back to the concept of life-affirming and acceptance, and the scene with Wonder Woman where the little girl after the explosion says, I want to be like you when I grow up, and she says, you can be anything you want to be. And that concept is something that comes through in everything that Zack does. It's very, very life-affirming, and for me as a collaborator, it was very exciting to be in Zack's orbit and then notice all these badass women all around him. Badass first ADs, all women who are just embraced by him and really a huge part of the process, and I feel fortunate to be one of those half badass women.
Full badass, full badass.
Appreciate you guys. Appreciate you guys.
I see somebody up there with a red hat.
Yeah, well, I'm seeing this. Is it a pink shirt? I don't want to offend.
Wonder Woman.
Oh, hello! Yes, please. Loud or get on the mic.
It's like a
God forbid.
Ben?
Air is fucking awesome.
Woo!
I just have to know, other than Deathstroke, which Batman villains were you interested in portraying, and what your plans were for Batgirl?
There were that I was kind of exploring, and the plans were to, make interesting, nuanced, complex characters, and particularly recognition. And I didn't really, I kind of feel like either you do, this is a good preference here, but either you do like a kind of massive, kind of one villain that is so formidable, you just can't imagine how it is that your protagonist is going to be able to overcome it, or you have to sort of really populate kind of these big group villains where you get to have all these different characters. So I was at the time really trying to kind of hone in and focus on that character and get into depth and detail about it to make it seem as impressive as if like there was the opportunity to do. That's the only detail. Maybe way back in the back there, in the back corner.
Back corner.
Back corner. Yes, hello you. Yes, hi. I think a mic is probably a good idea. Yeah.
I'm Christian, and I'm a artistic student in film. This is a question for you. If you could go back and give your younger self advice, what would it be?
Sorry, could you repeat?
Yeah, he said, what would I do if I went back and met my younger, what would the advice I would give to my younger self? Like my art fan self?
Yes.
Right. Look, I have no regrets, and I feel like everything's gone, the experiences I've had, and it's hard to say like, if you did this, everything would go much better. And yet, I'm sure there's advice I could give to my younger self that would make things be smoother sometimes. But the bumps are what make you kind of who you are, and so you need it. So it's hard to the idea of telling yourself to do something different is kind of not that you're not you. But I would say though, but just as advice, for a young film student, of course, my advice is, you know, you are the thing. Like your point of view is the commodity that you have. The way you see is no one else has that but you. And so, however you exercise that, do it to its fullest. You know, don't be afraid of it. Don't shy away from it. If you think it's weird, doesn't matter. It's cool. So that to me is the thing I always say. You know, you're the only you there is. So, you know, I want to see what you do.
Waving in the, is that a black jacket back there? That'll be you, yes, yes. Yes! Loud as you can.
Or maybe that's enough.
Or, yeah. Couple of shots.
I don't know.
Yeah.
What was that? It's not on.
Shout it. Nope, shout it. Oh, now you're on.
I'm not getting any chances like this with Zack and Ben here, so I'm going to take it. My name's Trey Cruz, and I'm an editor photographer. And is it possible that I could keep my resume in real?
So you didn't have a question.
No question at all.
Guys, hand that to our friend over there. Yeah, there you go. Good job.
Okay, does anybody not have any job-related? Yes.
I don't have any work. I'm not much time.
Oh, this is so rough. People, we've got you waving furiously in the white in the center in the back there. Yes.
Waving furiously.
This is a question for Ray Fisher. Considering DBS and Zack Snyder's Justice League was amongst one of your first film roles, how did you feel as an actor, like tackling such like a large project with a bunch of, well, needless to say, much more experienced actors? Was that daunting, or were you just ready to go with like no fear?
Let me take
you know, I felt really welcomed and really invited pretty early on in the process. I knew things were going to go swimmingly when I showed up for my test for BBS in Detroit. It was around Easter, and I hop out of the SUV, and you know, a little bit nervous, right? It's my first test or anything really. And I hear a voice behind me go, "Ray!" I turn around, it's Zach, and I go, "Yo, Zach!" And we just take this elevator ride up, and it's like, oh, this is dude. Like, okay, cool. We chopped up about comic books, Randy getting this all like nuances, like really silly and geeky stuff. And I was like, you know, I feel like amongst my people, if that makes any sense. And so by the time we got into filming for BBS, you know, Zach, he was like, hey, you want to see what you're doing? And I was like, yeah, cool. And so I ended up meeting Ben during that sequence where they were, what was it, the graveyard sequence where the back pops out of the mausoleum?
Oh, right.
We were filming that. And so I ended up getting to meet a lot of folks before we even got to set together. So it ended up taking a lot of the edge off for me because I'm like, oh, you know, I meet Jason the first time, he picked me up and just bear hugs me, and I'm like, okay, all right. That's this guy, all right? Got to meet Doll, got to meet everybody except for Henry beforehand, but, you know, I will say across the board, everybody was really welcoming, really gracious, and just really excited to be there and get the work done. And I think it all trickles down from the top, you know, just in how those environments get established. So, long answer short, I felt more than ready, because, you know, folks believed in me to do the job that I was there to do.
Sir, right here.
So,
Loud as you can.
louder, but I think it's more for DJ. What challenges did the Batmobile sequence shooting the parademons? You know, what challenges did that present to you and the whole team?
Question for DJ, what were the challenges with the Batmobile shooting the parademons? What kind of challenges did that present?
Yes.
Well, I mean, in some ways it was easier than in BBS because in BBS, Patrick's Batmobile could actually drive around and do stuff for real. So we were anchored with a lot of reality there, but we couldn't go to Pizarnov because we were in London shooting, so that ended up being pretty much a virtual sequence, except for some stuff that we shot with Ben in the cockpit of the thing. And when Jason Momoa jumped off of the Batmobile and yelled out loud, "Momoa!" as he jumped in. So yeah, it was.
That's not in the movie.
Yeah. So we should have kept it. And also too, I think we labored forever in. Actually, we were doing pre-production on that sequence while we were shooting, so it was really difficult. But we labored forever on how to get all those major beats right for that chase. And there's just a lot of previs for it, and that rolled right into a lot of the virtual production right away. So it was very challenging to make it look real, but I'm satisfied with the way it came out because it's pretty fun.
Yeah, just the shot, just a little sequence alone of shooting the smokestack and it falling over and having to roll and crush all the parodies and having to skid around and face backwards. It was a little
simple things.
Yeah, there's a lot of just constantly it's a little bit backwards. That's cool. It's not 20 backwards. You shoot the rest of the parodies. It was a little bit. Did we have a model when we did? I thought we had a little model. But maybe we did.
Wow, look at all the hands. Jeez.
Oh, no.
Yes, sir. And the loud as you can, okay?
Hi, Zach. My name's Zach as well.
Yeah! Yes! Good name.
Dawn of the Dead's one of the best movie remakes of all time. I think you should take another stab at it.
At Dawn of the Dead again? Oh, the other one. Sorry.
Do you have an idea? I would want to recommend Sam Peckinpah's The Wild Bunch.
Oh, that's nice. By the way, I love that movie. It's one of my favorites. I love Peckinpah. He's one of my film heroes. Wild Bunch is great. I think they did recently do a remake of Wild Bunch. Did they not?
I don't think it's. They come out?
Is it still?
It was.
Oh, so maybe they haven't done it. So yeah, we'll see. But awesome.
You thought about Toxic Avenger?
Yeah.
You could remake The Godfather.
The Godfather's been.
About time for it. That's for an upgrade.
Yes, standing there like the Statue of Liberty. Yes, sir. Yeah. Right on.
I'm Justin.
Hey, Justin.
Hey, Justin.
Question for Ben. I wanted to ask you, for your character work for Bruce Wayne, Ben Affleck, for Batman.
Same thing. Obviously, it was very convincing.
Your prior ensemble movies, did you tap into the psychology of the other characters you played, like in The Town or in Argo? How did you incorporate that in, or was this a completely separate process for you?
This part is a unique part because so many excellent actors have played it, and filmmakers have done it, and the mythology extends all the way, down through decades after decades from this West TV series, and I got cartoons and stuff on it. It's really amazing films and art about it. So it's much more daunting in a way than because other stuff you do, if you're doing it for the first time, there's nothing else to hold you up against, compared to no expectations. You have the liberty of just going out there and sort of defining it, better or worse, for people to see it. And there's a similar kind of, there's a double-edged sword with a part like this because you have a lot of tailwind and a lot of people, a lot of goodwill and enthusiasm around these characters that have existed in our culture for a long time, but also have a lot of expectations. So I definitely spent a lot of time sort of thinking about it and thinking about it, but all the performances that I ended up being able to sleep at night around it came down to actually sort of what Ray said. Zach creates an extremely comfortable, fluid atmosphere, and I think for me as a director, that's the most important thing that I try to do. I don't think I can succeed, or actors can't succeed without that, or at least they can as good as they can possibly be. And Zach is as good as anybody, if not better, that I've ever worked with at creating an environment which is extremely important to put away a lot of thought. Because the thing about preparation is that you do it and then you throw it away. And the throwing it away is sort of seems like actually natural. And and how lived it. And Zach made it easy for me to do that. So.
I will say, as an actor, having a safe space to play in is really important, and I experienced that not only with Zach, but you won't remember this, Ben, but you directed me in Argo. I'm the PA that brings in John Goodman. And even that tiny role, I felt like I had room to play. So thank you.
Oh, that's good.
Now they've had time to think about it.
Now they've had time. Okay, you're on a desert island. Right. Oh my. Zach, what do I do, man?
What do you mean? What's wrong?
Who do I pick?
Red cap in the back.
Red cap in the back.
That's the other right pick.
Red cap.
Oh, right.
Just first of all, thank you for everybody being here. You guys are awesome. I think a lot of you guys can touch on this. I'm super interested in Zach's casting process. You look at Ray, and a little less experienced, but he did a phenomenal job as Cyborg. And then right next to him is one of the greatest actors to ever touch Earth. Zach, maybe Chris, you can touch on this in your relationship with the actors in your writing. How does that process go, and do you look into experience or not experience, or is that just a fluid process when you meet with the actors?
I mean, for me, I have a real, I don't know, it's been my experience that I just go like, I pretty quickly like, oh yeah, that's the person. Like, that's the guy, get that guy. Or, I just see casting tape and I'm like, yeah, that's right. And I feel like my gut is probably the best. I know it's stupid, like, oh, your gut instincts are like, anyway, I know it's not really very helpful for anyone else. But yeah, I mean, I feel like, the casting in this movie, just, I think across the board, these guys have done, obviously, even just, we forget that, like, at the time that that we put the movie together, pretty much, these guys, like, Ezra, I just was like, Ezra's cool, I just want Ezra to be Flash, it's like that was kind of how I did it. Like, Doll, we tested a bunch of different actresses, and Doll was just, and from the beginning, I was like, I want Doll. And they were like, okay, well, we should, we need to see a bunch of people, but, it's like a big part is one woman. And she's not like super big star or anything. And I was like, okay, well, I just really do. And then we tested her with Ben, and they did a little scene, and I was like, see, actually, what's cool is, I looked at it the other day, it was like in the little video that we did, in the little audition. I don't know if you remember this, but then at the end of the take, it was a one shot too, it was like overhand. It was like, we did it because whenever you do because it was before the film was made, and you don't want to expose yourself to the studio too much, right? And you don't want to say like, oh, is this what it's going to look like? I don't like this. And I'm like, it's not about that, we're just trying to do an audition. It's like any chance for them to not comment on anything but the thing you want them to comment on. You try to do that. So I was like, okay, we'll do this as one take, even though it's like, it starts out as a 2-shot, and it was in the little scene, it's like, Gal's Wonder Woman is waiting for Bruce Wayne, and he's walking down the street. We shot it all on like a sort of fake set through the middle of the street, but it was like, there was some cars parked around, whatever. And then he would walk up, and it was a 2-shot, and then it was a type 2, and then it would turn into an over, and it was just a sort of a single on Gal. And they were kind of talking about, like, you gotta stop drinking and all this like really intense stuff, and like, what's the matter with you, Bruce? And blah, blah. She's really going at him. And at the end of the day, and the one good one, because it's on over Ben's shoulder like this, and Gal's here. And at the end of the day, he turns around and looks at the camera and goes, okay. I don't think we have to do this anymore. And it was cool, because like, that's of course, the reaction was so clean, and like, left it in for the studio. So they were like,
I was an unwitting accomplice.
Yeah,
I remember that's the only time that's ever happened to me where I was like, that's obvious.
Yeah, what are we doing? Can I go home now? Yeah. No, it was cool. It was really cool. But like, and I think that those things, I guess for me, it's like and it's impossible to say. I mean, it was just like, we were talking about Christina Wren on the Man of Steel. I was like literally watching TV. I saw this Hummus commercial on the background. So they had to track her down and like find her. But I think that I don't know. It seems I don't know how, but it just.
I think that what Zach's like maybe humble to say is that there's a sort, it's taste, right? Like, and what those have told me about directing, and I always heard before I directed, there's like that, adage is, directing is 90% casting. And I was skeptical of that, and as years have gone by, I've become more and more convinced of it. And it is, as you look at all these actors who's that cast and how good they are, they've gone on to do this, is a testament to Zach's taste. And his taste is very, as he says, intuitive. I don't know if you can learn it or teach it. He has a feeling, if he is sort of what being like a filmmaker with a point of view is, as soon as he sees that thing, it bounces off him. It's very wonderful to work with somebody who's not clouded by a bunch of other thoughts or opinions, or what are people going to say, or what are they going to do, or what are they going to say, or how many followers they have, whatever it is, immediately, and it's, he knows, he has an opinion and a strong one, and that's kind of what you want as an actor, very much. Whether it's good or, like, are we doing this or are we doing that? You want me for the movie or you don't? You know what I mean? Both are fine. I just want to know, let's not do 15 auditions, you know what I mean? And do a whole circus, and that's one of the beautiful things about Zach and his process is that he is works by instinct and decisive and absolutely self-assured of that, and it's a very calming thing to have in a director go, okay, he knows where we're going, so I'm going to follow him.
Lucia right there waving both arms.
Hey Ray, last one.
Is this going to be the last one?
It's got to be the last one, yeah.
Guys, this is going to be the last one.
It's going to be the last question, guys. I'm so sorry.
You guys can stay for Super Mario. You can actually stay.
They are throwing us out for Mario, so after this, it's going to be. All right, so go for it.
I think he's dead. I love him, but I don't think he made it. He put in a great fight though. It was awesome. When you see DJ, 3 days of that, it's amazing. It's really like, it's on a small scale, but it's his brother. Well, get more, quick!
One more, quick, fast. Behind the camera, yeah, go.
Yes, this is a question for Dody, the editor.
Dody.
That's that's a series call, so I asked Siri.
So I'm a beginning stunt coordinator. I'm getting my start in the stunt industry, and when it comes to editing action, it's tough to do. So when you're editing an action sequence, what's your methodology to getting the best out of the takes that you got?
Oh, well, okay. First of all, working on an action sequence for Zach is completely different because it is so well choreographed in advance, and his stunt team actually shoots their version of the entire scene and gives it to me before I even have the dailies of the scene. So it's a very, very intricate process that they do, and I'm just trying to better them. So. I'm assuming that's okay to say how well.
That's what we hope for.
Yeah, how well thought out it is in advance. But without that, barring that, I just take every single take and take a shot is probably a minute or less long, and I cut it down to the tiniest little piece that is useful from everyone, and I just press play and sit back and find the one that hits me the most, and then I put them all together. I mean, it's pretty much that, I don't want to say simple, but that's the process. And then afterwards, once it's all together, then you can throw the cards up in the air again a little bit if you want, but usually it's very much, lot of people believe cutting action is easier than cutting dialogue scenes, for good reason.